Hey guys, this is Michael Gass with PDS Equipment. Today's video is on how to create a vector-based outline of a raster-based image. Couple of reasons that's important and will be useful for you. Well, first off, if it looks like I have a black eye, it's because I have a black eye. Had a little woodworking accident this weekend, but I'll be all right in a few days. So if you have a raster-based image, and a raster-based image is a dot-based image, a JPEG type file. Anytime you take a picture with a digital camera or a cell phone, it's a raster-based image. Anytime you do a screenshot, most of the time when you grab an image off the internet, it's going to be raster or dot-based. And if you're going to create a crisp outline, you need a vector-based. If you're going to create a cut line, you must have a vector-based information. So we're going to show you how to do that. All right, so what we have here is we're in Adobe Illustrator CC 2020. If you have a different version, it should be very similar. It may not be in the exact same place. So this is a raster-based image, and we're going to create a cut line. But at the same time, we're going to create an outline so that if you need to make a white plate, you can. If you were to take this image and try to create a white plate from it, it's going to be very pixelated around the edges. So we have a lot of people call us asking about that, and they get a little disappointed to hear that it's artwork related and there's no magic cure in Rasterlink, but there is a magic cure in Adobe Illustrator. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on this file. We're going to go to Window. We're going to go to Layers, and we're going to take our layer, we're going to drag it down here and duplicate it. Once we duplicate it, we're going to lock our original. We're going to rename that Artwork. Then we're going to come up here and click on our second layer, and we're going to rename that Cut Line. So we're going to hide this one, and we're going to take this one, we're going to click on it. Then we're going to come up here and we're going to go to Window, and we're going to go to Image Trace. We want our mode to be black and white. We're going to click the Advanced button, and we're going to, under Methods, click the button on the right, which is Overlapping. Now, when you trace it, if you don't get the results you want, you can go higher and lower on your paths, higher and lower on your corners, higher and lower on your noise to change your results. So we're going to hit Trace, going to hit OK. It's going to take it just a second to trace the image. Once that's done, we're going to hide that. Now I'm pretty sure I'm going to like this, so I'm going to hit Expand. And now I've got vector-based image, where just a few seconds ago I had raster-based image. So now it's all selected. I want to hit Object, and I want to hit Ungroup. Then I'm going to click away from it where it's deselected. I'm going to go to the very edge and click, and I'm selecting just the outside image. And I'm going to hit Edit, Copy, and I know you can hit shortcuts. I'm just going the long way so you can see what I'm doing. Then I'm going to come back over here to my Window, Layers, and I'm going to click Create New Layer. I'm going to hide this layer. I'm going to click on my new layer. I'm going to hit Edit. I'm going to click Paste in Place. And now you can see we have our outline of our artwork. So now I'm going to bring my original back in. And so what's going on here is my fill is white. I want my fill to be nothing, and I want my stroke to be black, actually. So I'm going to make my stroke black. So now I have an outline, so we're going to go back to our layers. So now I've got an outline that is vector-based on one layer, and I've got my original raster-based artwork on another layer. Now, if I was wanting to create a white plate from this, I would simply fill it in, bring that into Rasterlink, and make my white plate from this, and it would register right up to my image, and I'd have a good clean white plate if I needed that. But what we're going to do now is make a cut line. So we're going to take this image and we're going to click on the line. We're going to click on Window. We're going to click on Swatch. I'm going to scroll down to do that. And I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on CMYK mode. Then I'm going to come back and grab my swatch again. And I'm going to click this button, New Swatch. And I'm going to call it Cut Contour. I'm going to change it to Spot Color. Must be Spot Color. Must be named Cut Contour, exactly like that. Must be Spot Color. Then I'm going to come down here and change the color. The color does not matter. But anytime I do a cut contour, I do it 100% magenta, just so that I can be consistent. And actually did 100% black, didn't I? So it did 100% magenta and black, so I want to be just magenta. So there we go. Missed a step, but we got it now. So now I have my cut line that is on the top, and I'm going to go to Layers. Excuse me. And I've got my original file. Now still have this file here. I don't need that, so I'm going to take that file, drag it down there, make it disappear. So now I've got two layers, one layer for my cut information and one layer for my artwork. So I'm going to call that cut. And your cut needs to be on top, and you need to make sure that your stroke is your cut contour as a spot color, and your fill is no fill. If your fill is white, it will give you problems, so make sure you select no fill. So then I make them both show, and I come over here and I say File, Save As, and I'm going to save it as an EPS, and click Save. Because I've already done this, so it's saying I'm going to have to save over, and I'm going to click Yes. You could save it as a EPS or as a PDF. I like EPSs. They're a little more dependable, a little more versatile. And once it comes into Rasterlink, it will recognize that cut line, and you will be able to cut it. The next video is going to show a little more detail on what we can do with that cut line. Let's say we want to expand it and show some white, or we want to come inside and make sure we don't have any white showing. So the next video is going to be on manipulating our cut lines, and it'll be coming next. Thanks.